Jeffrey EpiPen email drop from Bloomberg yesterday is way scarier than anybody is realizing. What we know AI to be now was started by him. It's brainwashing. And I don't mean that in the figurative sense. And it was all the long con, nefarious game that these people were playing. In the months before he was to report to jail for his sentence for his sweetheart deal, he started corresponding with scientists about a Manhattan project for AI. 6 months before he reported to jail, he told his assistant to reach out to this man, saying that he is a priority. A weird thing to say right before you're about to go to jail. This is Stephen Kosslyn. He was the head of the psychology department, then became the dean of all the social arts, and now he owns an AI company. So within days of that email, this guy was trying to get together all of the big names in the industry, economics, genomes, limb regeneration. They wanted to start a lab with far out ideas about life extension that would explore genetics in the brain. Within weeks, Kosslyn was corresponding with Gary Ruvkin, a molecular biologist who won the Nobel Prize last year, and geneticist George Church, just the year before started the Human Genome Project at Harvard. And in 2006 was when Twitter, Facebook, and Netflix started using AI as part of their advertising and user experiences, aka algorithms. These men were all corresponding about their shared ideas about a project whose farthest reaching Harvard goal to bring together experts in law, psychology, biology, economics, and to describe the pleasure signatures in the brain that they said could correspond to hunger, sexuality, and fear. Basically figuring out how to tap into your instincts as an animal. Referred to it amongst themselves as the Pleasure Genome Initiative. And you know what they were doing is messed up, because they said in an email to EpiPen, "Let me know if this subject is too strange for our patron." And then he replies with, "The patron has no boundaries." Now everybody claims that nobody got any money from him, blah, 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 same old story. But in the past, he had donated over $200,000 to this one guy's project. At this point, I need to remind people that Jeffrey EpiPen was a lot closer to Elon Musk than everybody thought. The Cliff Notes version, basically, EpiPen wanted to get close to Musk, so he basically cozied up to his brother Kimball. He set him up with a girlfriend that was later used in one of those marriage to stay in the country schemes that we've heard about. By 2005, Elon has taken off, so this is right in that same time frame. Now, this article came out in 2019, just days after his death, but it was from an interview in 2018. Jeffrey EpiPen's loose lips, I swear to God. He talks about trying to convince the Saudis to get in bed with Musk, and claimed in this interview that he was basically advising Elon in some trouble that he was having. But here's a picture of Musk at a billionaire's dinner that EpiPen set up in 2011. Now, around that same time period is when Musk starts getting into AI, where he made an investment in a London-based AI research lab called DeepMind before it was sold to Google in 2014. Now, one of the people that helped start that company was a boy genius who was famous for neuroscience and artificial intelligence research as a visiting scientist at Harvard University, where he basically was able to link amnesia and not being able to create new experiences with the imagination and episodic memory recall, which essentially is brainwashing. This guy, as well as Elon Musk, in 2023 wrote a letter to the government and said, "We need to stop using AI. It can be dangerous. We need to take a breath on it." DeepMind AI was financially backed by Foundation Fund, which was formed in 2005 by Peter Thiel. They were also the initial investors for SpaceX and Facebook. Then in 2014, they were sold to Google, which is owned by Alphabet. While the biggest investors are the Vanguard Group and BlackRock. The two largest asset managers in the world, in a UN special report, were named as the biggest contributors to the And in 2014, the same year that DeepMind was sold to Google, Stephen Hawking warned us, the development of full artificial intelligence could spell the end of the human race. Let's not forget that Stephen Hawking was real good friends with a certain somebody. And in more recent years, the godfather of AI, Geoffrey Hinton, resigned from Google, citing mounting concerns about existential risk posed by unchecked AI development. They have been using AI to brainwash us for a very long time, and we are all victims of the man who started it.